Hello everybody, how are you guys doing? So after a few months not taking pictures, I'm really glad to be back out in the field taking pictures, and I've come to one of my favorite parks here in Quebec. It's called Bic National Park. It sits on the St. Lawrence River, and it's such a quite a unique place to take pictures that I've been here a few times and still feels like every time I have something to photograph. So today I decided to kind of take you along with me on what I'm shooting today. I've already taken pictures the first 2 days I've been here, but it was nothing kind of worthy of talking about and making a video about it. But today is kind of a unique day because I quite enjoy taking this kind of picture. Well, I've gotten to enjoy it. And it's a pretty overcast, windy day, to say the least. So there was no sunrise this morning and there's no chance of sunset at all. But just even this late afternoon, shooting this rock formation that's kind of a bit of the shoreline peeks out into the water. There's water in front of it and behind it, and there's just the horizon line and the sky. So just given the conditions, this is really an ideal subject to photograph. Do a minimal long exposure, kind of separating the rocks that's not moving from the moving water and the clouds. And just to give you a little bit of the technical bits, I'm using my telephoto lens here. This is the 100 to 400, and I have it set at like 280 millimeter, just to zoom in, frame my composition how I want it, just dead center. And I'm shooting at f14 to give me the 4-second exposure with a 6-stop and D filter, because that's just enough to blur out the water, which is moving pretty fast because it's kind of windy, and blur out the sky just to create that separation. And I really like how it's coming out. And either if I decide to keep this in color, which I think I'm gonna go for because of the colors of the rocks, and a black and white too would look really, really nice. So I'm really happy with the shot that I got. Pretty much took some pictures throughout, and I think I know which one is the one I'm gonna go with. So now that I've actually taken the picture, I'm just gonna take a minute to kind of try something new that usually I don't do, but given that I just opened up the gallery, I noticed that every picture has a story behind it. And when you revisit a picture a few months or a year from now, you tend to forget what the conditions were like. I started carrying with me a small notebook with a pen, keep it in my bag. And just after I'm done the picture, take like 5 minutes, kind of put the location of the picture, the time I took it, the date, and just write a little text about what the conditions were like, just to kind of put a little definition of the image that I took with a description of it, just because my memory is gonna fail down the line. I won't remember what the conditions were like exactly. So writing about it is definitely a good practice. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. And I'll just share with you what I wrote and the final image. I think I'll title this image Stranded. The day started out rainy, but luckily the rains have stopped. But the chilly winds and the clouds remained, which set the mood for this photograph. Quite visually pleasing and minimal. How do you really describe a location? You can use words, but visual is also very effective. So I'll leave you with this. The wind was blowing, the water disturbed, the sky overcast. Yet despite being moody, there was something calming about it and left me feeling at peace.